In a great and powerful kingdom called Persia, ruled by King Xerxes, an extraordinary story of courage, wisdom, and faith was about to unfold. This is the story of Esther, a young woman who became queen not by accident but by God's purpose. King Xerxes ruled over a vast kingdom with riches, power, and many servants. One day, he held a grand feast that lasted many days. During the celebration, the king commanded his queen, Vashti, to appear before everyone, but Queen Vashti refused. The king became angry. After consulting his advisors, King Xerxes removed Queen Vashti from her position. Soon, the palace began searching for a new queen. Among the young women brought to the palace was a beautiful and humble Jewish girl named Esther. Esther was an orphan, raised by her kind cousin Mordecai, who loved her like a daughter. Mordecai advised Esther not to reveal that she was Jewish. When King Xerxes saw Esther, he was pleased with her gentle spirit and grace. Out of all the women, Esther was chosen to be queen. She wore the crown, but her story was only beginning. Now there was a powerful man in the palace named Haman. The king ordered everyone to bow before Haman, but Mordecai refused because he bowed only to God. This angered Haman deeply. When Haman discovered that Mordecai was Jewish, his anger grew into hatred, not just for Mordecai, but for all Jewish people. Haman created a wicked plan to destroy them all and convinced the king to sign a law ordering their destruction. The law could not be changed. When Mordecai heard the news, he was heartbroken. He sent a message to Queen Esther, urging her to speak to the king and save her people. But Esther was afraid. Anyone who approached the king without permission could be put to death unless the king showed mercy. Mordecai sent a powerful message back to Esther. Who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Esther realized that God had placed her in the palace for a reason. Esther asked Mordecai and the Jewish people to fast and pray for 3 days. Afterward, she dressed in royal robes and bravely entered the king's presence. The king looked at her and held out his golden scepter. Esther was safe. Esther invited King Xerxes and Haman to a banquet. Then she invited them to a second banquet. At the second banquet, the king asked Esther what she truly wanted. With courage, Esther revealed the truth. My people and I are marked for destruction. The king was shocked and furious. When he learned that Haman was responsible, justice was served. Haman's evil plan failed and the Jewish people were saved. Mordecai was honored and a new decree allowed the Jewish people to defend themselves. Instead of sorrow, there was joy. Instead of fear, there was celebration. This victory is remembered today as the Feast of Purim. The story of Esther teaches us that God works behind the scenes. Courage matters. Faith can change history. You are placed where you are for a purpose. Just like Esther, you were created for such a time as this. Thank you for watching Bible Stories with Esther. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more faith-filled Bible stories for all ages.